Okechukwu Chukwemeka, aka the Wisdom, and we have been talking about uh, Honorable Sir Peter Ibida, the Chief Whip of Anambra State House of Assembly, and also the ABGA candidate for Dunukofia, Unjidoka, and Anocha Federal Constituency. And we have been talking about a lot of things, and I will open the phone line officially right now for you to call if you have a question for me, or if you have a question for the wisdom. You can call 0906000 1937 If you have a question, please do call and we'll be glad to hear from the okay the wisdom. Let's continue with the questions that we're asking now. Like I said, people listening will also like to hear it in the local dialect. Now, can you tell them in the local dialect the main reason why you think, your own personal reasons why you can convince us? Because like I said, we want to work on facts and not emotion, because in the past a lot of people have been working on emotion. Once someone told me that Nigerians like to do follow follow. Once they say everybody's following this person, everybody will join. But nowadays, this political awareness is becoming a thing for everybody. So, in the local dialect, can you tell us why you think that this man is the man for the constituency?
Ndị be anyị si na nwa mbụ ejela ije na nke bụ ya gbara ọsọ. So wee bụrụ ya na achọba onye ya achị ọchịchị, anyị asị ka ejegodu ka amalụ ụdị mmadụ onye a, ka amalụ ka o si bụ chi ebe ọ chịburu, anyị eji nye ọzọ ka ọ chịa. You cannot get a professional coach without testing his performance. There's no way you can go and pick somebody to be the chief coach for Chelsea without testing his antecedent.
Yes.
So na ị ga-ejegodu ka ama ka o si mebu ebe ọ nọbụ before. So wee bụrụ ya na anyị enego anya na njikọ Ọkatụ constituency. N'onube anyị na-akpọ ya ụmụ Owele, a na-abịa na gọọmenti anyị akpọ ya njikọ Ọkatụ constituency. Ụmụ Owele a na-ekwu maka ya bụrụ ndị ọzọ na bụrụ Aba Agana, Aba na Nimo, ụmụnne na-atọ make up njikọ Ọkatụ constituency. Anyị wee chọba onye anyị ga-eziga, anyị wee sị ka anyị ziga Honorable Sir Peter Ibida. O wee jechaa first honor, wee jee nye otu anyị na-afụ nrọbụ. Anyị amarabuli na onye na-representi anyị na-emela anyị iwu nwere ike ime otu o si mee, o wee mekarịa otu anyị tụrụ n'anya, o wee dị anyị egwu. Anyị wee sị mba, na even though na history anyị as ụmụ Owele na onwenụrụ onye jee 2 times jee representi anyị na State House, na anyị ga-ebrek nya ujin ka o jee 2 times, maka na anyị ma na o jee na anyị ga-enwe good luck. Maka na onye na-abụ oje anụ, dinta na-abụ oje anụ, okenye nkịta ya na ya ije anụ, ịfụrụ na nkịta ya adị happy ma achọ ije ọzọ. So wee wụlụ ya, o wee jee nke ebụa, ọ dịka ebe a ka ọ makalicha. Anyị wee sị ogenezi ya eme na anyị ama nduji ya federal, maka na o jee ma na Asoro Ọkụ adịgo anyị nso, na ife anyị ga-emewe onwe ife anyị chọọ ka federal gọọmenti meela anyị detuo ya n'akwụkwọ, tụnye ya na moto, o buru moto ejewe Abuja, oluo tinye na Abuja, federal gọọmenti abịalụọla anyị ife anyị chọọ. Anyị sị na anyị chọọ university na anyị chọọ ka ọ dị na our constituency, oluo gwa gọọmenti ife anyị chọọ, ewenata ya. Anyị sị ya na anyị chọọ teaching hospital, federal teaching hospital ka ọ dị na our constituency. Ibida nwekwuru ọnụ eji okwu, maka the most important, no matter how beautiful your idea is, if you're unable to voice it out, ọ bụrụ dead on arrival. So Honorable Sir Peter Ibida, he has that vocality, that rhetorical parliamentary acumen to represent us. So all the sagacious, only the strength of voice to speak to the conviction of federal government, the needs of our constituency. I will see Kojano when onye men off in our constituency and then within his vicinity. Other parties can affront to their candidate. Good. That is the test of democracy. It has given us the opportunity to elect leaders that will represent us. That is the beauty of democracy. And this is the time. And that is why, irrespective of how beautiful Honorable Sir Peter Ibida has been, how beautiful his manifesto has been, we deem it fit to go to the people, visit people at the market places, visit our church leaders, visit our community leaders, tell them about how excellent the manifesto of Honorable Peter Ibida has been, how unprecedented his representation has been. because na ị na-eme enwe ife ị na-eme na-ekọwalụ mmadụ ị ya na-egosi ya ọ ndị ahụ igosiri ya ka o ya ejide n'aka wee na-ekweta nke ị na-ekwu.
Yes.
So webụlụ ya Honorable Sapit Ibida emego ife afụlụ anya o nyelu ndị mmadụ ọrụ o mee so many people ha nweta government appointment that they never dreamt of. Today so many youths bụcha SA bolo EA. What I mean SA, Special Advisor to the Governor, Executive Advisor to the Governor, even councillors. And ndị a enyesịrị ọrụ a ma ndị achọtara ọrụ na government parastatals ha nwecha ndị na-efeed from them, and some of them have started getting married. You see, I think it's a boost to our societal growth, and at the same time that will help to abate crime and criminality. Because if you are engaged, if you are meaningfully and productively engaged, you don't have the time to engage yourself in crime.
Yes.
So Honorable Sapit Ibida is coming with a manifesto that is people-oriented, that will go a long way to boost our economic prosperity. In consonance with what our governor is doing, he's building a new Anambra that will be livable and prosperous.
Okay.
And we are witnessing it. Today, Soludo is the best governor Anambra State have had. Anambra State has the best governor in the person of His Excellency Professor Charles Soludo. So, and we are lucky to have him. And that is the type of person we want him to work with, Honorable Sapit Ibida.
Okay, so in your words, you said, Honorable Sapita has in the state house represented twice.
Sure.
Now, let's look into this politically. Now, you are having other parties as rivals right now. So, what chance do you think your party has? Because this is not state anymore. We're now going for the federal. Now, what chance do you think your party has against other parties that you can say, okay, we know that we are confident. So it's not about pride, but when you know that the person you are sending to represent you is good, you can stand and say, yes, even though other parties are there, he can deliver. So now, politically, do you think your party can stand and compete with the rest and will also gain victory?
Apuga has abundance of chance to win the election.
Okay. Why do you think so?
The governor is most visionary.
Okay.
You can see for yourself the level of development and transformation that is going on in Anambra State. Even though people don't want to, people are trying to shy away from tax payment. But it's impossible to ignore. You can't ignore tax. Whenever you are talking of development, government uses tax as a fuel.
Yes.
Without fuel, the vehicle cannot move even an inch, no matter how the type of magic you want to engage yourself in.
Okay.
So I want to seize this opportunity to tell Anambra to take it serious, or seriously, the idea of tax payment. That is the only way our governor will be able to achieve his dream. He's working with the meager resources he has, and we can see for ourselves what he is doing. He's connecting communities in the rural areas, remote places, for that matter. And you can see for yourself the level of credibility in his government. No, you can't come into his government and made away with our resources because you are a political figure. No, you have to work. If you are appointed, it has to be by merit. If you are given any appointment, maybe as a teacher, you will agree with me that some months ago, 5,000 teachers were deployed, and 300 medical officers were also deployed. They were deployed based on merit, not because I know you or you know my father or my grandmother. No, but because of what you are coming to offer at the table. Competence, professionalism. That is exactly what our governor, His Excellency Professor Charles Soludo, he's driving a government based on competence and merit. And that is exactly the like of Honorable Sapit Ibida. Honorable Sapit Ibida knows the yearnings and aspiration of his people. And that is why he is very close to his people. Inanya ifife ndị ome, o jiro ndị ụmụ nwaanyị dị ime egwu egwu. That is why o ji emelufa antenatal care. He doesn't play with their health and the health of our people. Annually, ọ na-eme outreach, medical outreach. Ka o wee fụ na arụ ike ndị be anyị, you can't talk about wealth and prosperity without health. It's impossible.
Yes.
So ọ bụrụ na anyị chọọ ka anyị gaa n'iru as a community, ọ bụrụ na anyị chọọ ka anyị gaa n'iru as constituency, ka anyị makudosienụ Pete Ibida aka na onye anyị ga-ejidetenwu anyị maalụ na ọ sị anyị yes, anyị maa no yes. Is somebody who is accountable, who is responsive and responsible. He knows what to do. He has that sagacity. He's a wealthy man that is contented. He's an oil magnate. So you wouldn't say he's an hungry man, maybe a politician that is looking for where to perch and embezzle our money. No. He is even giving out of his own munificence. He's an exceptional philanthropist. So if he has been able to achieve all he did with his personal money, and now with the constituency money, he has been able to achieve a lot of things, transform our constituency. What will happen if we send him to federal government? That is at the National Assembly, Green Chamber. Testimonies will abound. So what we are expecting in the candidacy of Honorable Sapiti Ibida, by God's grace, he's going to emerge victorious. I'm 100% sure of that by God's grace. There will be exponential transformational change in Dunukofia, Njikok, and the Anosha federal constituency. Take my words to the bank. Honorable Pete Ibida will never disappoint you. I know him too well, and I believe his words. I believe his manifesto. He will never deviate. He will never disappoint our people.
Okay. And before I still have questions.
That's right. Go on. I'm ready.
That's why we are here. This is political hour. But let me just officially still open the phone line 09060001937. Join this conversation 09060001937. You can call if you are having network issues. You can send a text message and I'll also read it out 09060001937. Now, we are still talking about politics. Now, I asked you an important question. What does your party have that will give them an edge over other parties? Now, this is another question, and I want to come this way. Now, we talked about empowering the youths, okay? Now, and they are always saying the youths are the future of tomorrow, the youths are the future of tomorrow. And it's been like we are not seeing this at all. Now, how is Honorable Sir Peter going to play? Because maybe he's a lawmaker, and most policies that they will bring will determine how the economy is going to be for the constituency. You understand? So how is it going to make a change on this? Because if you look at the Southeast, they are industrious. But because of some political policies, it's not helping. So what do you have to say about this? But before we talk, let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay, your name and where you calling? Where are you calling from? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you for your contribution.
Dalo one them.
Thank you for your contribution. Okay, and the phone line is still open 09060001937 is the number for you to call and ask any question or make a contribution. 09060001937. So I asked you a question. I was
all right.
yeah,
you are talking about investment in the youth.
Yes.
Well, Honorable
Let's take this
Sapiti
call.
Ibida.
Let's take this call. Hello. Good afternoon. Your name and where you calling from? Okay, NK, welcome. Go ahead. Okay.
Dalo one them.
Mm. Mm.
Dalo ya adịghị mma.
Okay.
Ọ ka ọ dị ezigbo mmadụ ka ewu. Ọ ka ọ dị.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yes, the phone line is still open 09060001937. Okay, go ahead.
Before I dive into your question, I want us to look at the manifesto of Honorable Sapiti Ibida, Denimo, the Chief Whip of Anambra State House of Assembly. He has his, will I say, an excellent blueprint,
Okay.
policy direction for the people of Dunukofia, Njikok, and the Anoja Federal Constituency. And that is what he called 6 bullet point agenda. And if you go through it, you see that it is superb. channeled towards improving the lives of the people.
Okay.
And that is what you call that a program is people oriented.
Mm.
So, looking at his manifesto, you see enactment of law, sponsoring of motions.
Okay.
That is one. How can he achieve this? Having been at the grassroots, he knows the problem of his people.
Mm.
He will transmit it to federal government through presentation at the Green Chamber. And he knows how to do that because he has that in-depth experience.
Mm.
Unfortunately for us, he's very serious to serve, and we believe he's going to see to a prosperous enactment of our people's oriented laws.
Okay.
If you go to the second point, where you have issue of federal character, he believes in Nigerian restructuring.
Okay.
He believes in decentralization of federal power.
Mm.
If you look at our political system today,
Yes.
you see that there is that overbearing influence from federal to state and that of the state to the local government.
Yes.
Ibida is an exponent of restructuring in Nigeria, and
Okay.
he will push for it with every sense of diligence and honesty.
Okay.
If you go to the third one, where you have empowerment, and when you talk about empowerment, you talk about skill, you talk about knowledge, informal and informal knowledge. Honorable Ibida want to empower our people. He want to sponsor people in the education sector, but they don't have the money to be educated.
Mm.
Indigent students. He has been doing that, and we believe he's going to do it on a larger scale this time.
Okay.
You also see widows who will need financial support for them to start small scale business for their livelihood and well-being of their families. You go to the 4 point, you see quality projects. Of course, we need roads, we need hospitals, we need social amenities. It can never fall as manna did as it is stated in the Bible, the biblical manna you know about.
Yes.
I don't think it's obtainable now. It's only government that can do that. How can we achieve that? If we send somebody who is sensible and responsible, and that is Honorable Sapiti Vida. It is fought in his agenda. Quality projects. Our people need water, we need school, we need health care. We need educational institutions where our people can go and get education and get knowledge. These are the things he has outlined to do for his people. And you go to the 5th one. He believes that every dime that comes into the coffer for the constituency must be judiciously used.
That's another point I was
Yes.
about to raise. Yeah.
Judiciously underlined. He's a man of probity, remember. He doesn't play with anything that has to do with the people. That is why I told you that he's very, very obsessed with anything that has to do with people, the yearnings and their aspirations, their interests, their concern. He sees it as an hallowed assignment. Then you go to another one, town hall. He sees it as an indispensable factor in his representation at the Green Chamber because he has to interface with the people he's representing. He doesn't believe that when he gets there, we continue staying in Abuja till eternity. No. Yeah. Intermittently, you'll be coming back home. Liaise with the people. What are your needs? Which road do you want us to construct? Do you have medical facility for your people? Do you have school? What and what do you need? Do you need federal government employment? Bring it forward. I am the vehicle you have established for Aso Rock solution. And he will take it up there and present it excellently and brilliantly to the convention of federal government. And that is the essence of sending him. Somebody who knows the onus. He knows the way and follow it diligently. I'm saying all these things. I'm not I'm not God that knows what in what is in the mind of
Mind of
somebody.
some, yeah.
But because of what he has done in the past and what he is doing presently in our constituency.
Okay.
So when you talk about his agenda, that is 6 points, 6 bullet point agenda, I know what I'm talking. I can attest to the fact that he is an exceptional performer, an iconic leader, a leader with liver to deliver for the good of his people.
Okay.
So the people of Dunukofia, Njikoka, and Anocha, I think they have luck to have such a vibrant, valiant, and visionary leader in the person of Honorable Sapiti Ibida. So if I want to live in no fakwewe hallelujah, fabiela anyị aka ebe esela ọkụkọ ka Honorable Dr. Sapiti Ibida jebela anyị Abuja ka o butewela anyị ifere na Abuja ka anyị na-enwe aṅụrị na Naijiria nwekwa na ife nọ na ndị a na-enye ka eke amara eke mana ọkwa na aka ọma jide akụ ka m na-akpụ ya aka ọma jide akụ bịama na Honorable Sapiti Ibida ọ ya amake si nye ya ndị niile ya na ya na-azọ they can't compete with him. He is unbeatable. Tell them that I said so. They don't have the pedigree to match him. He is unmatchable. You can't match him. He has that litany of achievement, catalog of achievement, littered everywhere for them to see. They are even humbled. They are afraid of him because they know at the polling booth he will beat them black and blue.
Okay, so we are almost ending the show. We have just few more minutes before we call it a day. You can still call 09060001937, 09060001937. You can call to make your contributions or ask your question. Now, the last question I want to ask you before we end the show: what of accessibility? Because you are going to represent the people. Now, how can he get maybe requests, complaints from the people that he is representing? Is he accessible to the public? Because this is one thing I see lacking, especially when people get to Abuja and they sit there. It's as if they are now blinded to what is happening and the people's complain and the rest of them. Before you know it, 4 years is over, another campaign comes up again. So, what on your words? What do you have to say about?
All right, Honorable Dr. Sapiti Ibida, the man I know too much. I know him very well. He's my boss. He resides in his hometown, Nimo.
Okay.
And that is where he operates as a legislator in Anambra State House of Assembly. He doesn't live in Abuja. He doesn't live in Oka. He lives in his own town. To buttress my point, he is the vice chairman of the parish council of his parish in Nimo, not in Oka. So every Sunday you will see him in his parish. Even if you don't want to go to his house, you can go to the church and wait for him at the door. You can communicate whatever may be your complaint. And he has that listening ear. He's always ready to listen and proffer solution. He doesn't have that overbearing character of who are you, what's your status, do you have money, you are not of age to come to me. No, he is down to earth, very much accessible. And Oka Diocese, the Pastoral Council, gave him an appointment. He is the vice chairman, parish council, Oka Diocese. If he is not accessible, will you go and find him in the moon and give him such a portfolio? It's because he's accessible to the people. So he periodically visits traditional rulers under his constituency, ask them, how well have you been doing? Feel their pulse, know their challenges, and channel it to the government. And that is why it is as if it's only Njikoka 2 constituency that governor is giving attention. Our road is one of the roads he gave attention immediately he ascended to the throne of the leadership of Anambra State. He came there live, assessed it, and see the need to bridge up the communities because of the economic impact and social impact that road is going to engender. So, Honorable Piti Ibida is very well accessible to the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we are coming to the end, we have barely 3 more minutes. Any last word in local dialect, and before you blast us with so many grammars, any last words for the people to encourage them, because this is really an emotional moment for a lot of people, and we have to make the decisions right.
I agree with you. They shouldn't be carried away by the wave of the moment. We hear people saying, P2B, LP, LP. P2B has been a good man. He has been a good leader. He's an exceptional leader. We know that. Okay? But when it comes to Federal House of Representatives, please kindly vote Honorable Dr. Sapiti Ibida. apụga bụ nke anyị ama nrapụ apụga ga ọnwa. Even Peter Obi you are talking about, he has that orientation of apụga, being a former governor of Anambra State and the leader of apụga. So you see that apụga has that leaning that once you pass through it, you become exceptional. So if you are voting Peter Obi, it's not bad, but endeavor to vote apụga from Senate down. Okay, so assurance we are giving under Anambra is that any vote for Honorable Dr. Sir P.T. Ibida is a vote for political trajectory, is a vote for political transformation, is a vote for the well-being and prosperity of Dunukọfịa, Njikọka, and the Anocha Federal Constituency. Ndị be anyị ka anyị binyelu na onye anyị dị sure aka rabụ ndị akwọ n'azụ were abịa campaign. Mba, we are not here, just like you say, we are not here for sentiment. We are here for serious business. It's leadership. And once you get it wrong, is a total failure for the society and constituency. So we want to vote people who have certain track record, who we can believe. He has the credibility, he has the sagacity, he has that parliamentarian insight. If you are well prepared for exam, there's no way you cannot make your A. So having been prepared by the Anambra State House of Assembly and having that trust and confidence to be given that office of Chief Whip of Anambra State, I think he has a enormity of wherewithal to represent us in the Green Chamber of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let our people vote in Honorable Sir P.T. Ibida and watch him perform beyond their expectation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, the wisdom, and that is how we call it at the end of the program. Okay, so thank you for listening, and the person you have been listening to is Ambassador Chukwu Emeka, aka the Wisdom, and he has told us a lot of things, and I hope that you have learned some things, and he has been able to convince you and not to confuse you that you should go for his candidate. Okay, thank you so much for joining us on Political Hour. My name is your one and only Paul Emmanuel. And until we meet again on another episode of Political Hour, have a wonderful day.
Well done, Paul. You are doing a great job. Now, Paul, you do too much.
Thank you, sir.
You see, I manufacture the questions.